Sometimes your prospective client wants you to go first. I was talking to a salesperson who had a conversation with a prospective client, and he asked them the question, what's keeping you up at night, or some variation thereof. And it's a traditional question because what we're trying to do is get you to tell us your pain point so we can attach our solution to what you're already troubled with or already struggling with, or something that's bothering you enough to do something about it. That's a very traditional way to think about discovery, and it still works like everything. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not so good. But the client pushed back and they said, listen, no, tell us about you, tell us about what you do, tell us about your solution. And the risk that you have by telling them about you and your company, one, is you're going to bore the heck out of people. Two, you're going to say, well, we're in this business. And like, great, we already have somebody in your business. We're already covered here. And then you're going to talk about your solution, and they're going to say, we have a solution that looks exactly like that. We're already getting this particular outcome. I don't really need to talk to you any further. That's the real risk in this. And I pushed him on this and I asked him a couple questions, but here's the thing. You should know what's keeping your client up at night. And if they ask you to go first, you should be comfortable doing that. I can go first at any time you want me to, but I'm not going to talk about me, and I'm not going to talk about my company, and I'm not going to talk about a solution, because that's not the most interesting place to start a conversation. The most interesting place to start a conversation is around why change. And I'm going to start talking about these factors. What is it that should be causing you to change? So here's how I might do this. I might say something like, listen, I'd love to tell you about us, but what might be more interesting for you and more helpful is to understand the kind of problems we're thinking about right now, the kind of challenges we're helping our clients with, and some of the solutions and things that we're talking about that answer the really, really difficult questions about what should we do now in this environment. And now I'm going to get into a conversation to say, listen, we're looking at demographic trends. There's 11,000 baby boomers retiring every day in America. That's 4.3 million. And what we're asking ourselves is, when these people retire, do we have a plan to acquire the talent that we need to be able to backfill these positions? And do we have the ability to train people and give them the capacity to be onboarded in a way that allows them to ramp up fast enough to generate the results we need in the future, even though we're losing these people? Another thing I might say is, look, it's the tightest labor market since Richard Nixon was president. We're going to have a greater investment. We're going to be paying more to take care of people's health care, so on and so forth. So the question that I would ask you is, with all these people retiring, what is your strategy to make sure that you have the talent you need and that you can onboard them fast enough? Okay, now that's a difficult question to answer. It's multifactorial. It's a long-term strategy. It means that things have to be different and you have to change. I'm going to talk about those things because it's more interesting, and it's a lot better than saying, my company's been in business for 22 years. We serve big companies like these names that you would know. We've got these offices, and we've got these people on our board, and we've got these investors, none of which is interesting to the client. What's interesting is, why should I change now? How should I change? How should I think about the problems that I have? How am I going to get better results with what I'm already doing right now, or with the constraints I have right now from a budgetary standpoint, or manpower and resources, whatever the case may be? That's how you get into this conversation. So it's not what's keeping you up at night. This is keeping us up at night. It's keeping our clients up at night. And these are the kind of challenges we're thinking about. And these are the tough questions you're going to have to answer over the next 18 to 24 months. Like this video, share this video, and hit subscribe. This is Everyday.